So, we are continuing on today with our botanical extract journey and talking about extracts and hair, how to use them, what ones you should use, what actual recipes you should put them in, and why, and all of that fun stuff. We've covered skin, we have covered the differences between extracts and essential oils, and we have covered the different extraction methods for extracts specifically. So, we're going to be focusing on all things hair today, and I will tell you more about that in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you are here for week 29 of year 3 and episode number 4 in our botanical extracts deep dive playlist. All the questions you may have about extracts, how to use them, all the jazz. So we are, as I said, continuing on with this and talking about my favorite extracts for hair. Now, the reason why we're talking about just some specific extracts within all of this is because there are a lot of botanical extracts out there, and it can be very, very overwhelming trying to figure out where to source, what to use, if it's going to be beneficial or more or less beneficial than any other extract that you could be finding. So today we are focusing on hair and the extracts that will provide benefit for hair, and really we're looking at 3 different hair types in doing this. So I'm going to give you 5 extracts for what we would consider like a normal hair, so we don't have any over oily problems, we don't have any over drying problems, we don't have any scalp concerns, just kind of basic, really easy, manageable, kind of all-purpose, hair, And then we are also going to focus on oily hair and, the conditions that can come along with oily hair, i.e. dandruff, and a lot of pore clogging, a lot of dull, lifeless looking hair, all of that. And we will also be focusing on textured hair, textured/dry, because for the most part textured hair is really going to want that moisture, and so I'm really going to be focusing on the best extracts for specifically textured/curly hair. But in reality, the benefits of those extracts can also be applied to dry hair for other reasons, i.e. color treated or like overly processed hair. So let's get to that again, even though we're still just going to keep sitting here, but I'm going to point. Okay, starting out with just kind of run-of-the-mill, all-purpose, kind of normal, average hair. And we're going to start out with aloe vera extract. Now, aloe vera extract is great for hair because it kind of does everything, right? We had it in our skin extracts for sure, so we already know that it's going to help out with the skin and balancing, the actual scalp. It's also very moisturizing. It's also very conditioning. It does help just standard frizz and flyaways, and so it's a really good product to incorporate. Now, next up in this is coconut extract. Now, coconut extract is rich in fatty acids and vitamins, so it's going to be so good for the moisturizing and the conditioning of the hair, leaving it nice and soft, easy to comb, super manageable. Understand, however, coconut extract you shouldn't use if you have a coconut allergy. So, keep that in mind. But that's a really good one to use for just kind of standard, no real problem hair. Now, next up on my list is rosemary extract. Now, rosemary extract is really good for conditioning of the hair, leaving it soft and manageable as well. But it also stimulates the hair follicles, really helping, stimulate really healthy hair growth and strengthening the hair in the process. Now, this is one of those extracts that actually are better than, in a lot of instances, its essential oil counterpart, because rosemary essential oils do tend to have these benefits for sure, but so many people have skin sensitivities to rosemary that sometimes, in most times actually, it's not a great idea to put them into a formulation for any sort of leave-on. But a rosemary extract, on the other hand, does not carry those same sensitivity concerns, so you can totally still use it. Now, next up for standard hair is going to be chamomile extract. We heard it before in the skin thing, and it's going to be good for, again, inflammation, helping out with the scalp itself, but it's also going to promote shine and smoothing in the hair, making it a really good addition to a hair product. Now, my final on this list is horsetail extract. Now, horsetail extract is a bit of a sleeper. Not a lot of people use it. I really think more people should, because for just standard kind of run-of-the-mill hair that you got going on here, you just want to keep your hair nice and healthy, it's going to be great for that. It has loads and loads of silica within it, which really helps to strengthen the hair, to improve the elasticity of the hair, and promote good, healthy hair growth. So that's definitely one that you should consider for, again, your kind of standard hair, like mine. Now, next up, let's talk about the oily / unhealthy kind of dandruff concerns that are really going to come from the sebum of the head more than anything else. Now, when you are formulating products for oily hair, it's really important to try to strike that balance between obviously eliminating excess oil that's causing a lot of problems as far as like blockage and then, dandruff and all the jazz, and maintaining the hair and the scalp's own moisture levels. So it's really all about balancing that sebum. And really within the oily hair formulations is where those extracts are better than their essential oil counterparts, because a couple of these are definitely going to have certain concerns as far as sun damage or hyperpigmentation or just general skin irritation because of the potency of an essential oil. But with the extract, you're removing those chains that cause said irritation, and you're left with all of the goodness of the essential oil. So first up would be peppermint extract. And I know, it's wild. Peppermint extract, it can be the burnies, right? It's not burny when you are using it as an extract within a leave-on product or a conditioning product. It is cooling though. It's very refreshing. It definitely helps with the scalp and really, cleansing away all of the problems, as well as soothing and helping regulate oil production, just providing a nice clean, overall refreshed, really healthy looking feeling to your hair. Peppermint extract is great. Now, next up is going to be lemon extract, and that's one of them. It can be sensitive to the skin, so if you're using it in an essential oil, so lemon extract, it's great. Has all of the awesome astringent properties and none of the skin sensitivity concerns that you'd find with that essential oil. So lemon extract is really great in that it is clarifying. So it's really removing the buildup from the hair, from the scalp, really promoting a very clean, refreshed feel, much like the peppermint, but also helping control all that excess oil. So definitely, because of the astringent properties of lemon, I would definitely consider that extract in your oily hair formulations. Now, here's another one that we heard of with, the skin extracts for sure, but witch hazel. It's also one you really shouldn't sleep on when formulating products for oily hair because of its astringent properties, because of its cleansing nature, and because of its soothing nature. So it helps control skin inflammation and irritation at the scalp level. It's helping regulate and control that oil production, really balance out that sebum. Witch hazel is great for skin and hair, and more people should start using it again in their formulations. Now, next up in my list for oily hair would be green tea extract. It's going to serve much the same benefits as you see within the skin itself, but it's really great for overly oily skin and hair that has some sebum control problems. It's very soothing, it's very anti-inflammatory, it definitely promotes a nice, healthy, balanced scalp that's going to start you out from the ground, the scalp, on to make sure that the hair is as beautiful and awesome as it possibly could be. And finally, we have nettle. Now, nettle is one of those weird extracts where people get really gun shy on because, well, nettle, isn't that like stinging nettle and isn't it bad? Well, I mean, yeah, stinging nettle doesn't feel good for sure, but nettle extract is really awesome. It contains loads of essential nutrients that are really, really beneficial for the health of the scalp as well as the hair. It's really promoting healthy hair growth and helping out with controlling the excess oil in that sebum. So again, it might sound scary, but nettle extract is taking all the best parts of nettle so you can apply them to your cosmetic formulations. I think that pretty much does it for the oily hair, so let's move on to the textured hair / dry. Now, textured hair is kind of complicated to work with for sure. So textured hair formulations have to be almost on point from every single thing that you're putting into it, because textured hair is first up going to require more moisture, more nourishment than any other hair type is going to require. But it also has that added element of needing to promote not only healthy growth, but added definition and structure. Otherwise, the curl starts looking real wild. And so for the first extract that I would definitely try, it would be coconut extract. And again, we use that within the regular hair formulation for sure, but it has the same benefits for your dry, textured hair as well, in that it's very, very moisturizing, it's softening, it's very rich in fatty acids and proteins. It really helps out with the elasticity of the hair, it helps with breakage, and it also helps with shine. So coconut extract, if you can use it, it's a great one to include within a textured formulation for sure. Next up is aloe vera. We've talked about it already today. We talked about it yesterday. It's going to be your great all around really for hair and skin. And so if you can include it and you don't have a more fun extract that you would like to play with, aloe vera is going to be a good go-to. It's going to be really good for helping out by maintaining that moisture and in turn really help out with any sort of flyaways and frizz. Now, next up is avocado extract. Now, avocado extract is packed with vitamins and minerals and deep fatty acids. And it's going to be deep penetrating, really great moisture for textured and dry hair. In addition to that, it helps soften the hair follicle itself. It helps to tangle the hair and enhances the curl definition and just really does lead to an all-around really healthy curl, whatever that curl may be. So that's definitely a good one to consider if you are not already putting an avocado oil within your textured hair formulations. But if you are, this one is not necessary and you could just skip that and just use the oil itself. Now, next up for me is marshmallow root. Now, marshmallow root is really going to be all about the softening and the detangling properties. So it has nice slip and conditioning properties with it, which is obviously great. It's going to help be able to get, all of the different combs and everything through. Again, the softening of it is very helpful as well, but it also helps reduce breakage, which anybody with textured hair can attest is a very, very big concern. So definitely consider marshmallow root, if at all possible, within your formulations. I think you're going to love it. Now, final for me is going to be hibiscus extract. Now, hibiscus extract is really great for me because it really does define that curl structure. It helps really well with keeping the hair in its pattern so we don't end up with like weird lifeless here and then we have a crazy lump of curl here and then it gets kind of limp at the end. Can you tell I have a child with curls? In addition to really defining that curl structure, hibiscus is also good for enhancing shine, controlling frizz and flyaways, and overall healthy hair growth. So that's one that I would personally use in all of my conditioner products for textured and or dry hair. Now, I continue to use all of these terms interchangeably, and I understand that they are not, but these particular extracts are, as I said before, going to be useful for a formulation for textured hair or for color treated or heat damaged hair, dry hair. These extracts are really going to help out with a lot of the moisture and nourishing problems that all manner of textured, curly, and essentially damaged hair is going to experience. So do keep those in mind. Now, with all of these extracts that I have talked about today, all of them can be used from 2 to 5%. No problems whatsoever with any sort of excess. You don't need anything over 5% in any application, and that's going to be including a leave-on conditioner or a rinse-out conditioner. Now, if you are formulating hair oils, like you would face oils, I would keep it at 2%, for sure, for the same reasons. The overpotency is not really going to provide much of a benefit. And in fact, some of these extracts, because they are so moisture-rich, so conditioning, it may end up having the opposite effect, and your hair might end up looking oily as a result if you go too far in your extracts. So 2% is good if you're going to be doing hair oils. Anything else, up to 5% is great. So that's kind of it for my favorite botanical extracts to use for hair. You have 15 fun options to play with. Hope you learned some cool stuff. Hope you got some good information. Hope you enjoyed this, all of the things. Sudsers, thank you for existing, for being amazing. You guys are everything. I mean that. I appreciate you every single day. You're the only reason I continue doing this. And I am, well, some of you know exactly how true that is right now, really. But thank you. I am out of here for today. Tomorrow we're going to be focusing on where to source these extracts because there are a lot of extracts out there. Some of them are oil soluble, some of them are water soluble, some of them are powder and you're like, what the heck even is that? And there are a lot of options and places that you can get them. So I'm going to show you the places that I like to purchase from as well as why. And we'll do all that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, like, bell, whatever. I don't care. But I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of botanical extracts. So it'll be fun. Bye. Got such a cool Arwen thing going on today, you know? Speaking of Arwen, I didn't get to tell the Sudsers that I was yesterday years old when I learned that Mr. Soap and Clay had not seen Armageddon. And that was weird to me. So I made him watch it. And in the process, he liked it. But also, the Soap and Clay Kidlet number 2, she was traumatized by it. Now she's afraid of space and volcanoes from another situation. And it's been a journey. And I don't get to talk to anybody about that right now because I ran across a forum on the internet that said I'm weird and not concise. So I'm proving that I can be. But how stupidly boring is that?